A cell in Salem jail that fall. At the back of it is a high buried window. Near it, a great heavy door. Along the walls are 2 benches. The place is in darkness, but for the moonlight seeping through the bars, it appears empty. Presently, footsteps are heard coming down a corridor beyond the wall. Keys rattle and the door swings open. Marshal Herrick enters with a lantern. He is nearly drunk and heavy-footed. He goes to the bench and nudges a bundle of rags laying on it.
Sarah, wake up. Sarah Good.
Oh, Majesty, come in. Titchy-Buck, he's here. His Majesty's come.
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted now.
That don't look like to me, His Majesty. Look to me like the Marshal.
Get along with you now. Clear this place.
Oh, is it you, Marshal? I thought sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Could I have a sip of cider for me going away?
And where are you off to, Sarah?
We're going to Barbados. Soon the devil gets here with his feathers and the wings.
Oh, a happy voyage to you.
A pair of bluebirds winging suddenly. The 2 of us. Oh, it'd be a grand transformation.
You'd best give me that, or you'll never rise off the ground. Come along now.
I'll speak to him for you if you desire to come along, Marshal.
I'd not refuse it, Titubo. It's the proper morning to fly into hell.
Oh, it be no hell in Barbados. Devil him be pleasuring it in Barbados. Him be singing and dancing in Barbados. It's you folks, you rousing him up round here. It be too cold round here for that old boy. He frees his souls in Massachusetts, but in Barbados he's just as sweet and...
Moo!
Aye, sir. That's him, Sarah.
I'm here, Majesty.
The deputy governor's arrived.
Come along.
No, he's coming for me. I'm going home.
That's not Satan. It is the pearl cow with the hat. Come along now, out of here.
Take me home, devil. Take me home.
In the corridor outside, Titubo calls on, "Take me home, devil, take me home." And Hopkins' voice orders her to move on. Herrick returns and begins to push old rags and straw into a corner. Hearing footsteps, he turns and enters Danforth and Judge Hawthorne. They are in great coats and wear hats against the bitter cold. They are followed in by Cheever, who carries a dispatch case and a flat linen box containing his writing.
Where's Mr. Pears?
I'll fetch him.
When did Reverend Hell arrive?
They were toward midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes among them that will hang, sir, and he prays with them. He sits with Goody Nurse now, and Mr. Paris with him.
Indeed, that man has no authority to enter here, Marshal. Why have you let him in?
Why, Mr. Paris commanded me, sir. I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It is a bitter night, and I have no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
I have only now cleared the people out for you.
Beware of hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
Let you question Hell, Excellency. I should not be surprised. You have been preaching in Andover lately.
We'll come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. That's strange.
I wonder if it'd be wise to let Mr. Paris so continuously with the prisoners. I think sometimes a man has a mad look these days.
Mad?
I met him yesterday coming out of his house, and I bid him good morning, and he wept and went his way. I think it is not well the village sees him so unsteady.
Perhaps you have some sorrow?
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
Cows?
There be so many cows running the high roads now. Their masters are in jail. And much disagreement who they will belong to now. I noticed the Paris been arguing with farmers all yesterday. There's great contention, sir, about the cows. Contention make him weak, sir. It were always a man that weak for contention.
Oh, good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hawthorne.
Reverend Hell has no right to enter this.
Excellency, a moment.
Do you leave him alone with the prisoners?
What's his business here?
Excellency, hear me. It is a providence. Reverend Hell has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bids her confess.
Hear me. Rebecca have not given me a word this 3 months since she came. Now she sits with him, and her sister, and Martha Corey, and 2 or 3 others, and he pleads with them, confess their crimes and save their lives.
Why, this is indeed a providence. And they soften?
Not yet, but I thought to summon you, sir, that we might think on whether it be wise, not wise to. I have thought to put a question, sir, and I hope you will not.
Mr. Paris, be plain. What troubles you?
There's news, sir, that the court must reckon with. My niece, sir, my niece. I believe she has vanished.
Vanished?
I have thought to advise you of it earlier in the week, but...
Why? How long is she gone?
This be the 3rd night, you see, sir. She told me she would stay a night with Mercy Lewis, and next day, when she does not return, I send Mr. Lewis to inquire. Mercy told him she would sleep in my house for a night.
They are both gone?
They are, sir.
I will send a party for them. Where may they be?
Excellency, I thought they'd be aboard a ship. My daughter tells me how she heard them speaking of ships last week, and tonight I discover my strongbox is broken into.
She have robbed you?
31 pounds is gone. I am penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Excellency, it profit nothing you blame me. I cannot think they would run off except they fear to keep in Salem anymore. Mark it, sir. Abigail have close knowledge of the town, and since the news of Andover has broken here.
Andover is rumor died. The court returns there on Friday and will resume examinations.
I'm sure of it, sir, but the rumor here speaks rebellion in Andover, and it...
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I tell you what is said here, sir. Andover have thrown out the court, they say, and will have no part of witchcraft. There be a faction here, feeding on the news. I'll tell you true, sir. I fear there will be riot here.
Riot? Why at every execution I have seen naught but high satisfaction in the town?
Judge Hawthorne, it were another sort that hanging till now. Rebecca Nurse is no Bridget that lived 3 years with Bishop before she married him. John Proctor is no Isaac Ward that drank his family to ruin. I would to God it were not so, Excellency. But these people have great weight yet in the town. Let Rebecca stand upon the gibbet and send up some righteous prayer. I fear she'll wake a vengeance on you.
Excellency, she is condemned a witch. The court have.
Pray you, how do you propose then?
Excellency, I would propose these hangings for a while.
There will be no postponement.
Now, Mr. Hill's return, there's hope, I think. For it, he bring even one of these to God. They confess surely damns the others in the public eye, and none may doubt more than they are all linked to hell. This way, unconfessed and claimed innocence, doubts are multiplied, many honest people will weep from them, and our good purpose is lost in their tears.
Give me the list.
It cannot be forgot, sir, that when I summoned the Congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, there were hardly 30 people come to hear it. That speak of discontent, I think, and
There will be no postponement.
Excellency.
Now, sir, which of these, in your opinion, may be brought to God? I will myself strive with him till dawn.
There's no sufficient time till dawn.
I shall do my utmost. Which of them do you have hope for?
Excellency, a dagger.
What do you say?
Tonight, when I open my door to leave my house, a dagger clattered to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. There is danger for me. I dare not step outside at night.
Reverend Hill enters. They look at him for an instant in silence. He is steeped in sorrow, exhausted, and more direct than he ever was.
Accept not congratulations, Reverend Hill. We are glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You misunderstand, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
The sun will rise in a few minutes. Excellency, I must have more time.
Now hear me, and beguile yourselves no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed. The names of these 7 are already given out, and the village expects to see them die this morning. Postponement now speaks of wandering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon the guilt of them that died till now. While I speak God's law, I will not crack his voice with whimpering. If retaliation is your fear now, know this. I should hang 10,000 that dare to rise against the law, and an ocean of salt tears could not melt the resolution of the statutes. Now draw yourselves up like men and help me, as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with them at all, Mr. Hill?
All but Proctor. He's in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You not know he lived, except he will take food from time to time.
His wife must be well on with child now.
She is, sir.
What think you, Mr. Harris? You have closer knowledge of this man? Might her presence soften him?
It is possible, sir. He have not laid eyes on these 3 months. I should summon her.
Is he yet adamant? Has he struck at you again?
He cannot, sir. He is chained to the wall now.
Fetch Goody Proctor to me, then let you bring him up.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone a week and publish to the town that you are striving for their confessions, that speak mercy on your part, not faltering.
Mr. Hill, as God had not empowered me like Joshua to stop the sun from rising, so I cannot withhold them the perfection of their punishment.
If you think God's will to raise rebellion, Mr. Davenport, you are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken in the town?
Excellency, There are orphans wandering from house to house, abandoned cattle bellow on the highroads, the stink of rotting crops hanging everywhere, and no man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. And you wonder yet if rebellion spoke. Better you should marvel how they do not burn your province.
Michelle, have you preached an Andover this month?
Thank God they have no need for me in Andover.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is all simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians. They should belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Hush! Goody Proctor, I hope you are hardy.
I'm yet 6 months before my time.
Pray be at your ease. We come not for your life. Mr. Hell, will you speak with the woman?
Goody Proctor, your husband is marked to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
You know, do you not, that I have no connection with the court? I come of my own, Goody Proctor. I would save your husband's life for it. He is taken. I count myself his murderer. Do you understand me?
What do you want of me?
Goody Proctor, I have done this 3 months like our Lord into the wilderness. I have sought a Christian way, for darnation stumbled on a minister who counsels me to life.
It is no lie. You cannot speak of lies.
It is a lie. They are innocent.
I'll hear no more of that.
Let you not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came into this village like a bridegroom to his beloved barren gifts of high religion. The very crowns of holy law I have brought, and what I touched with my bright confidence, it lied. Let you not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came into this village like a bridegroom to his beloved, barren gifts of high religion. The very crowns of holy law I brought, and what I touched with my bright confidence, it died. And where I turned, the eye of my great faith, blood flowed up. Beware, Goody Proctor. Cleave to no faith. When faith brings blood, it is mistaken law that leads you to sacrifice. Life, woman. Life is God's most precious gift. No principle, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. I beg you, woman, prevail upon your husband to confess. Let him give his life. Well not before God's judgment in this, for it may be well God darns all liars, less than he knows that throws his life away for pride. Will you plead with him? I cannot think he will listen to another.
I think I'll be the devil's argument.
Woman, before the laws of God, we are as swine. We cannot read his will.
I cannot dispute with you, sir. I lack learning for it.
Goody Proctor, you are not summoned here for disputation. Be there no wifely tenderness within you, he will die with the sunrise, your husband. Do you understand it? What say you? Will you contend with him? Are you stoned? I tell you, true woman, had I no other proof of your unnatural life, your dry eyes now would be sufficient evidence that you delivered up your soul to hell. The very ape would weep at such calamity. Had the devil dried up any tear of pity in you? Take her out. It profited nothing she should speak to him.
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You'll strive with him.
Will you plead for his confession or will you not?
I promise nothing. A sound, the silence of dragging feet on stone. They turn. A pause. Herrick enters with John Proctor. His wrists are chained. He is another man, beardly, filthy, his eyes misty as though webs had overgrown them. He halts inside the doorway. His eye is caught by the sight of Elizabeth. The emotion flowing between them prevents anyone from speaking for an instant. Now Hale, visibly affected, goes to Danforth and speaks quietly.
Miss Proctor, have you been notified? Have you not? I see light in the sky, mister. Let you counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
Excellency, what?
If you desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor, I'm sure God, leave you now.
Alone, Proctor walks to her, halts. It is as though they stood in a spinning world. It is beyond sorrow. Above it, he reaches out, his hand as though towards an embodiment, not quite real. And as he touches her, a strange soft sound, half laughter, half amazement, comes from his throat. He pats her hand, she covers his hand with hers, and then weak, he sits. Then she sits, facing him.
The child.
It grows.
There's no word of the boys.
They're well, Rebecca Samuel keeps them.
You have not seen them?
I've not.
You are a marvel, Elizabeth.
You've been tortured.
They come from my life now.
I know
None have yet confessed?
it. They've already confessed.
Who are they?
There be 100 or more, they say. Goody Ballard is one, Isaiah Goodkin is another. They're being known.
Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. She is 1 foot in heaven now, not may hurt her more.
And Giles?
You have not heard of it?
I hear nothing where I am kept.
Giles is dead.
When would he hang?
Him hanged. He would not answer aye or nay to his indictment, for if he denied the charge, they'd hang him surely and not shun his property. So he stayed mute and died Christian under the law. And so his sons will have his farm. It is lost, for he cannot be condemned a loser without the indictment, aye or nay.
Then how does he die?
They press him, John.
Press?
Great stones they lay upon his chest until he pleaded aye or nay. They say he gave them but 2 words. More weight, he said, and then died.
More weight.
Aye, it were a first in Giles' quarter.
I have been thinking I will confess to them, Elizabeth. What say you if I get it back?
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you will, I would have it. I want you to do, I'm not sure.
Giles' wife. Have she confessed?
She will not.
It is a pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
I cannot not give up like a saint. It is a fraud. I am not that man. My honesty is broken, Elizabeth. I am no good man. Nothing spoiled by the ignorance of lie that will not run long before.
And yet you've not confessed to me now. Speak goodness in me.
Spite only keeps me silent. It is hard to give a lie to dogs. I would have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
It is not for me to give John I am.
I'd have you see some honesty in it. Let them that never lie die, not to keep their souls. It is pretense for me, a vanity that will not be blind God near, nor keep my children out of the wind. What say you?
John, it comes not that I should forgive you if you will not forgive yourself. It is not my soul, John, it is yours. Only be sure of this, for I know it now. Whatever you will do, it is a good man who does it. I have read my heart in this 30 month, John. I have my sense of my own to count. It needs a cold life to call torture.
Enough.
Better you should know me.
I will not hear it. I know you.
You take my sins upon you, John.
No, I take my own.
John, I counted myself so plain, so poorly made, no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did. I never knew how I should say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Roger? The son is soon off.
Do what you will, but let none be your judge. There will be no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself?
I will have my life.
God be praised. It is a providence. He will confess. Proctor will confess.
Why do you cry? It is evil, is it not? It is evil.
I cannot judge you, John. I cannot.
Then who will judge me? God in heaven, what is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? I think it is honest. I think so. I am no saint.
I am not your judge. I cannot be. Do as you will, do as you will.
Would you give them such a lie? Say it. Would you ever give them this? You would not in tongues of fire or singe it. You would not. It is evil. Good then it is evil, and I do it.
Hathorne enters with Danforth, and with them Paris and Hale. It is a businesslike, rapid entrance, as though the ice has been broken.
Praise to God, man, praise to God. You shall be blessed in heaven for this. Now then, let us have it. Are you ready, Mr. Hathorne?
Why must it be ready?
Why, for the good instruction of the village, mister. This we shall post upon the church door. Where is the marshal?
Marshal, hurry!
Now then, mister, will you speak slowly and directly to the point for Mr. Cheever's sake? Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come, man, there's light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold. I'll give out this news. Did you see the devil?
I did.
Praise God!
And when he come to you, what were his demands? Did he bid you to do his work up upon the earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service?
I did.
Now, woman, you surely see it profit nothing to keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
Oh, John, God send his mercy on you.
I say, will you confess yourself, goody nurse?
Why, it is a lie. It is a lie. How may I dare myself? I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when the devil came to you, did you see Rebecca Nurse in his company? Come in, take courage. Did you ever see her with the devil?
No.
Did you ever see her sister, Mary Eastley, with the devil?
No, I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Corey with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see anyone with the devil?
I did not.
Proctor, you mistake me. I am not empowered to trade your life for a lie. You have most certainly seen some person with the devil. Mr. Proctor, a score of people have already testified they saw this woman with the devil.
Then it is proved. What must I say?
Why must you say it? Why you should rejoice to say it if your soul is truly purged of any love for hell.
They think to go like saints. I like not to spoil their names.
Mr. Proctor, do you think they go like saints?
This woman never thought she'd done the devil's work.
Look you, sir, I think you mistake your duty here. It matters nothing what she thought. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending your spirit out upon Mary Warren. Your soul alone is the issue here, mister, and you will prove its rightness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. Will you tell me now what persons conspired with you in the devil's company? To your knowledge, was Rebecca Nurse ever?
I speak my own sins. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it.
Excellency, it is enough. He confesses himself. Let him sign it. Let him sign it.
It is a great service, sir. It is a weighty name. It will strike the village that Proctor confessed. I beg you, let him sign it. The sun is up, Excellency.
Come then, sign your testimony. Give it to him. Come, man, sign it.
You have all witnessed it. It is enough.
You will not sign it?
You have all witnessed it. What more is needed?
Do you swear with me? You will sign your name, or it is no confession, mister.
Praise be to the Lord.
If you please, sir.
No.
Mr. Proctor, I must have...
No, I have signed it. You have seen me. It is done. You have no need for this.
Proctor, the village must have proof
Because
that...
it is my name. Because I cannot have another in my life. Because I lie and sign myself to lies. Because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang. How may I live without my name? I have given you my soul. Leave my name.
Is that document a lie? If it is a lie, I will not accept it. What say you? I will not deal in lies, mister. You will give me your honest confession in my hand, or I cannot keep you from the road. Which way do you go? Marshal!
Proctor!
Man, you will hate me. You cannot.
I can. And there's your first marvel that I can. You have made your magic now, for now I do think I see some shred of goodness in John Proctor. Not enough to weave a banner with, but white enough to keep it from such dogs. Give them no tear. Tears pleasure them. Show honor now, show a stony heart, and sink them with it.
Let you fear nothing, and another judgment awaits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Who weeps for these, weeps for corruption.
I've had no breakfast.
Come in.
Go to him, Goody Proctor. There's yet time. Go to him. Proctor.
Woman, plead with him. Woman, it is pride, it is vanity. Be his helper. What profit is the bleed? Shall the dust praise him? Shall the words declare his truth? Go to him. Take his shame away.
You have goodness now. God forbid I take it from him. The final drum roll crashes, then heightens violently. Hail weeps in frantic prayer, and the new sun is pouring in upon his face, and the drums rattle like bones in the morning air. Not long after the fever died, Paris was voted from office, walked out on the high road, and was never heard of again. The legend has it Abigail turned up later as a prostitute in Boston. 20 years after the last execution, the government awarded compensation to the victims still living, and to the families of the dead. However, it is evident that some people still were unwilling to admit their total guilt, and also that the factionalism was still alive, for some beneficiaries were not actually victims at all but informers. Elizabeth Proctor married again 4 years after Proctor's death. In solemn meeting, the congregation recited their excommunications this in March 1712, but they did so upon orders of the government. The jury, however, wrote a statement praying forgiveness to all who had suffered. Certain farms which had belonged to the victims were left to ruin, and for more than a century no one would buy them or live on them. To all intents and purposes, the power of theocracy in Massachusetts was broken.